It's the first December edition of Overreaction Monday. Right here, Rich Eisen along with Chris Brockman. We say hello to all of our audiences, whether you're watching the cut-down version on ESPN2 or you're watching the full version on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show, or listening to us whether you get your podcasts. Happy December football, one and all. Good to see you over there, Christopher.
Hey, Rich, what's up, man?
Did you notice this past weekend that tempers flared easier on the field?
Field and sidelines?
That desperation is setting in.
A lot of skirmishes.
Or realities are setting in. Or it's just that time of year after you've played about 2-3 months of football that it's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah. I mean, Week 13 was tremendous. Maybe the best Thanksgiving slate we've ever seen. The Black Friday game was awesome. And now, like you said, rubber's meeting road. And, it's December football. I can't believe it's here.
Same with college football until about 1 Eastern time on Saturday. Then I stopped following the sport.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's weird.
All right, hit it.
That was terrible.
That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction Monday.
All right, Christopher, what do you have over
Hey,
there?
Rich, it's so funny reading the comments. People think that you know what's on this sheet before.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I swear
Someone
I do
was
not.
like, no, he's seen the list beforehand.
The hair of my
I
children.
guarantee you he has not. He has
Okay.
no idea what I'm about to say.
Correct.
Before we get to Thanksgiving, because I do want to hit on those because the games and the storylines coming out of it were tremendous.
Yes, sir.
Got to start with Sunday night. Rich, everyone on the Broncos summer bandwagon was right. Denver's going to the AFC Championship game.
Well, I think the record shows that they are playoff worthy, and every single person that hopped on that Denver bandwagon this summer because they saw what Denver was doing last year and how they have built a team to compete this year. Every single human being on that bandwagon could not have fathomed hitting December 1st 4 games better than the Kansas City Chiefs.
It's crazy.
Could not have fathomed that reality. And the fact that the Chargers would be the team that does have the better chance to run the Broncos down because the Chargers were the last team to beat Denver way back when the Broncos fell to 1-2 and have now won, wait for it, 9 games in a row. And they've done it in many different ways, from comebacks to just beating you down to just winning ugly football. And
Seems like most of their games have kind of followed that script.
well, that's about it.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
But that also does describe much of the rest of the National Football League in 2025.
That's true.
So I will push back on the AFC Championship game and say that's an overreaction, because how could this potentially not be at the end of the day, say, Patriots and Bills for a third time? How is it not at the end of the day?
That's fun.
Something like the Chargers and the Patriots, or even the Jaguars catching on fire. And I know that that's a lot of folks. You just made a face off camera. Texans making the playoffs as the AFC South champions and making it all the way.
I don't know if studio execs are clamoring for more.
No, I hear you. Broncos, Texans. I'm just giving you all possibilities here.
Yeah.
Where the Broncos maybe don't make it. At the end of the day, Broncos Patriots for an AFC Championship game to make it to Super Bowl 60 is something
school.
I think that CBS would sign on the dotted line for right here. 2 fan bases that can't believe their good fortune with their second-year quarterbacks. And so everyone on the Broncos summer bandwagon was right. Check. Not an overreaction. Making the AFC Championship game, this is a jump ball, man. And as I sit here saying,
look at the landscape,
Hold on a
though.
minute.
And not everybody's
are there
playing
any
well.
more Chiefs topics on here?
I'm Chiefsed out.
Okay, so then let me hit it here.
No Kansas
Let me hit
City
it here.
Yeah.
Let me hit it here. Put the AFC standings up one more time. The Chiefs are, as I said from my office, recording a video on Thanksgiving night after the Cowboys beat them. The Chiefs are in serious trouble at 6-6. Because one thing for sure, as we're sitting here with 5 games left in the regular season for everybody in the AFC West, that the Chiefs winning this division for a 10th straight time, I believe that ship has sailed. I don't think that's an overreaction
you're
right
admit
now.
that. Okay.
I mean, they're 4 back of the Broncos.
I don't know. So I
with
figured
5 to play.
I figured you jerry-rigged the math. So they're definitely going to win the division.
The math can't be jerry-rigged. Other than the fact that the Broncos need the Chiefs need to win out, including beating Denver, and the Broncos essentially have to lose out.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, the rest of the story that you can see there as well, Chargers and the Bills. I've been saying over the last few weeks that every single occupant of a wild card spot in the AFC that's in front of the Chiefs have lost to. That's now switched because the Colts are now a wild card team because the Jaguars have leapfrogged them at the moment because the Colts and the Jaguars play 2 more times, including the first time of 2 times next week, while the Texans play the Chiefs. Just to give you an idea of how difficult it will be for Kansas City to win out, even though they do have some winnable games like Tennessee, Raiders, and things of that teams of that nature. But the Chiefs need to look at the wild card as a way to get into the playoffs, and that's a tall order. I think their best chance is to beat the Texans and then hope the Jaguars win the AFC South. So at least the Colts or the Texans will be in a wild card position for the Chiefs to catch and have the same record as them.
Yeah,
that's maybe their best chances. We're
break.
sitting here right now to make the playoffs as a wild card team cashing in a tiebreak over an AFC South team that didn't win the division and is trying to make it as a wild card, just like the Chiefs. That's
a lot of ifs,
the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
What else you got over there?
Let's go to Thanksgiving because it was absolutely amazing football, especially in Dallas, Rich. Let's just do it. The Cowboys are going to win the NFC East.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know how you could say that.
Because they're a game and a half behind the Eagles.
Have you watched the Eagles play football
I have.
recently?
It's their second 2-game losing streak of the season. That's all.
Yeah, this one feels a lot worse.
Well, it's because it's happening later in the season. And it does look like it's giving you shades of 2023 all over again. And the Eagles fans that have PTSD from the 2 years ago when they went from 10-1 to 1 and done in the playoffs are feeling it like it's happening again. And as a matter of fact, they just gave up a number of rushing yards to the Bears at home. The last time they gave up as many rushing yards in a game as they did to the Bears at home on the day after Thanksgiving. The last time that happened was in 2023, which gives you a sense of dread again.
It feels like that a lot, like 2023.
Right. And, you know,
we know what happened there. 10-1 start.
The Bears ran for 281. That's the most in the Nick Sirianni era. Before 221 they gave up to the Cardinals in week 17 of that lost 2023 season, in the mind's eye of the Eagles fans that were booing. By the way, I think the state of Pennsylvania led all of the NFL in home field boos this past weekend.
As they should have.
And so, you know, again, I will counsel one more time as the Philadelphia Eagles come out here in a Monday night game to take on a Chargers team that will either field Trey Lance or a quarterback with a surgically repaired left hand. Okay. And then after the Eagles, well, I'll tell you what, brother, the Eagles, as you know, have a lot of fans out here in Los Angeles, California. And that's going to be a game where Trey Lance might have to practice when he does this week as Justin Herbert convalesces from left hand surgery. One would think he's not going to take many snaps this week. Trey Lance better learn how to do the silent snap count once again, because that's going to happen. And then after that, the Philadelphia Eagles home for Vegas. Then they take on the Washington Commanders 2 times in the last 3 weeks. And I know we saw a Commanders team that pushed the Broncos to the limit on Sunday Night Football before they visit Buffalo. There's some winnable games here, and the Cowboys are going to essentially have to win out, while the Eagles are going to have to fall completely apart.
But if you watch the Cowboys play, what gives you faith that they can't win out?
No,
they're maybe the best offense in the league.
I'm not denigrating the Cowboys. I'm just talking about the hole from which the Cowboys must emerge. And that is a tall order. A tall order. They do finish at Washington and at the Giants and home from Minnesota. Those are all very winnable games.
Detroit's falling apart at the seams.
I don't know if you can't say they're falling apart at the seams. They are not playing as well as they did in the first months of the season. Again, everybody needs to just understand that it is a week-to-week league and things can completely change in the same way that you're now saying it's DEFCON 1 in Philadelphia and the Lions are maybe a DEFCON 2. It doesn't look good over the last couple of weeks, but these things are absolutely changeable. And the problem for me is Dallas is too far back. Too far back. And the Eagles are still, as constituted, a team that has stars all over the map. They just need to pull it together. And I think their best chance is to play in a home game on the road, because the fans there in Philadelphia are just so hair-triggered right now. It's like Super Bowl 59 didn't happen, which is nuts. Super Bowl 59 didn't happen. It's all about the Super Bowl 60 year, and this team totally sucks. And the first sign of problems, let me boo my head off and go thumbs down and go absolutely ape. What is going on? I understand it doesn't look good, and you have a feeling that it's a sinking feeling, but last year didn't happen? There's nothing to buoy yourselves off of last year at all?
I'll tell you what's going on. They can't stop the run.
That's true.
They can't run the ball.
Right now.
Their quarterback, it's like he's never played before. It's like he didn't with Super Bowl MVP.
Except that throw to A.J. Brown. He didn't play before. That was just luck.
Hey, A.J. Brown, do you want stats or do you want to win? Because it seems like you guys were happier and winning when you weren't putting up numbers.
Well, because Saquon was putting up the numbers, and at least playing that sort of football was a winning way. Let's get the offensive line back healthy. The Cowboys are playing better football right now than the Eagles. There's no doubt about it. They proved it on the Sunday before Thanksgiving, and they proved it on Thanksgiving Day in beating the Super Bowl 59 teams. Highly impressive. They're killing it. Pickens is one of the best receivers in the game. Okay, and CeeDee Lamb out-received him in that win on Thanksgiving Day. They are playing superb football and deserve all the kudos. They do have to play 2 games better than the Eagles the rest of the way. We'll see if that happens. So I'm just pushing back on this about them winning the division. But right now, they're playing better football. If the division started 3 weeks ago, they'd win the division. Unfortunately, there's a whole half of the season. There's a 3-5-1 start that weighs on this team's ability to make the playoffs as a division champion, let alone a wild card team. With the Niners now 9-4 on a bye and healthy going into it.
It's more fun if the Cowboys win the division.
I understand what you're saying. Yes, sir. Next.
NFC. Rams. The Pack is back. Green Bay is the best team in the NFC.
They played well on Thanksgiving. That's for sure. And
talk about getting healthy.
No, I know that. Micah is killing it right now.
Destroying. Receiver group, top notch. Josh Jacobs back. Jordan Love back in that early season look.
Do you know Micah Parsons came on Thanksgiving with 2.5 sacks in back-to-back games, by the way, where Green Bay took care of business, against Detroit and then beating Minnesota the week before. Micah, 2.5 sacks in consecutive games. It's his second game of the season with 10 or more pressures in 2025. The rest of the National Football League, has 3 such players combined. Okay. So he's unbelievable. I mean, could you believe it? What he's been up to these days? I guess you could believe it. Everyone could see that one coming. But he's really beginning to come on strong. If the Packers played the Rams, it would be a hell of a game. That would be a great NFC Championship game.
Amazing.
So they're in the mix for the best team in the NFC. I'm not ready to just ditch the Rams because they had a tough road game in the rain in Carolina against a Panthers team that could wind up winning the division. I'm just not going to. These things happen.
This is a weird game.
These things happen. Stafford couldn't go 29 touchdown passes in a row without an interception.
Man.
He did set the record with a touchdown pass before he was picked off in consecutive drives.
Yeah. Would have helped me.
I'll just push back on this and say Green Bay is one of the best teams in the NFC. I don't think we could say anything declarative. I just don't think you can right now.
Well,
but they're in that mix.
It's not over non-declarative reaction.
Well, the Bears could stake claim to this for sure.
We're going to talk about them soon.
Okay, so I'll just push back on that since obviously the Bears have won more games in a row and have a better record entering December. The Bears are the 1 seed in the NFC, so you could absolutely make that case, and that's why Week 14 is so awesome.
Good.
I mean, the Bears play the Packers for the first of 2 times in 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned earlier how the state of Pennsylvania was leading the league in booing.
Home field booing.
Yeah, home field booing.
Yes.
Yeah. They should be booing. in Pittsburgh as well. Mike Tomlin's going to be coaching somewhere else in 2026.
I don't think that's an overreaction, and when I say something like that, that is nothing for me to be easily thrown out there.
Fire Tomlin chants at home on Sunday.
And I know his response was like, I share their frustration, but there just does have a feeling to it, like this is the end. And the Steelers have 5 games left of the season to make a run here, to put their foot in the ground and make a run and be division champs, because their record of 6-6 is good enough to have the division lead right now with the Ravens, who they're playing this week. So let's see what happens, because the Pittsburgh Steelers are taking on the Ravens twice in the final 5 games, with a visit to Detroit and Cleveland in the middle of it, and then a Miami Dolphin Monday Night Football game that, could be. I mean, the Dolphins are the higher register
really
team of the
are,
second half. We're just like, hey, is anybody paying attention to what's going on in Miami right now?
They're kind of flying under the radar.
They won a few in a row, but there's 5 games left. But right now, there is a feeling of finality in Pittsburgh that it may just be better off for everybody involved to say, what a run, what an incredible run. And the Steelers organization just needs to, deal with the fact that not every coach that is a generational coach for them over the span of my lifetime, by the way, I was born in 1969, the first year that Chuck Noll took over the reins in Pittsburgh.
3 head coaches
in that time.
That's bad.
And so they're just going to have to deal with the fact that not every generational coach of theirs just retires, does go somewhere else, and shows that he still has it or has it in him. I think there are a half dozen franchises that would willingly, thrillingly hand the reins of their franchise over to Mike Tomlin and say, fresh start here, sir. What do you think? And if I'm him, I got to sit there and go, who's the quarterback next year? Right now, I got a guy who's in his, young 40s with a broken left wrist and maybe a broken nose, and Mason Rudolph's not the future. The draft choices aren't going to be high enough to go draft a kid. Who's going to be that Big Ben? Do I get a shot? Do I have a shot at doing that? It's going to be years until this aging roster can get turned around. Maybe I do want to go somewhere else. I don't know. I think it's a reasonable conversation right now, and I don't think this is an overreaction.
Yeah, following up on the AFC North here, it's a really interesting division. Cincinnati now suddenly sort of in the mix. Yeah. And I think when it all comes down to it, this is going to be one of those years where the winner of the AFC North is 8-9, but they're going to be 1 and done in the playoffs. They're going to beat up on each other the rest of the way.
Well, listen,
and they're not inspiring me where
Cleveland's
they can
out of the mix
go on a
now.
run and win a playoff.
I mean,
game.
it was a fun, brief moment where Cleveland was in the hunt.
Sure.
For or sniffing it, as we say on the Rich Eisen Show. But the Bengals in Buffalo with Joe Burrow, talk about a Week 14 game too,
that
right, buddy?
Another one of the Week 14 banana.
And the
games.
Ravens and the Steelers play one another twice, which is a problem for the Bengals. They need it. They need those teams to just lose, not knock each other about. And so 8-9 is not unreasonable. Because let's just say the Ravens and Steelers split. That makes them 7-7. Baltimore also has a visit to New England at Green Bay, and they're at Cincinnati too.
Right, those seem like losses watching them
Cincinnati's
play
at Buffalo, has Baltimore, at Miami, home for Arizona, home for Cleveland. Dude, listen, let me tell you this, okay? So I can't say this is an overreaction. So let's put that aside for a second.
Okay.
Since this show moved to the wonderful world of Disney, back on the Tuesday after Labor Day, what is the worst take that I've had that has been aggregated and pushed out by our friends, my old friends, new friends, current friends, longtime friends at Disney and ESPN? What does that take?
You said Jake Browning is better than half the starters in the league something.
Okay.
And that he would keep them alive.
Right. And then I kept saying, with that, the season is not over. And then they traded for Flacco. And I'm like, the season is not
and then he wins immediately.
over. Okay. And then I said, as Burrow was coming back, having a little bit of fun, hey, he comes back. The season is not over. I'm now sitting here. Put up those standings one more time, please. Come on now. I'm sitting here now. Look at that. And you tell me if the season is over.
No, because I've watched the Ravens and Steelers play football.
You tell me.
So, yeah, Joe Burrow can single-handedly do this.
At the end of the day.
You're not getting credit for this.
No, I'm not asking for credit. No. I'm asking for just the reality of me saying the season is not over. Forget about the circumstances under which I said it. Forget the underpinnings of the house that I was building. Okay. The house of trash. Okay.
The house of cards.
The house of cards, whatever house.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
Forget the underpinnings. Forget the decoration. Just look at the house. It's if by the end of the day the house is still standing. And the Bengals make the playoffs and host a playoff game.
They could win
Let's say they host the Chargers.
Oh, is that first up on Saturday?
I have no, man. I mean,
it's at the reserve for the AFC
who
South.
Who knows where they're going to put it? Depends on, who wins the AFC South.
Sure.
Dude, if the Bengals actually make it, but as of right now, first week of December, sitting here and saying the Bengals season is not over, you now have to agree with me on that.
Well, the Bengals season is technically not over.
Removed technically. Look,
if Joe Burrow, the completion percentage wasn't great Thanksgiving, but if he plays the way he did and add the juice, T. Higgins is back. Yeah,
the defense balled out too,
which was unbelievable without Trey Hendrickson.
Perfect example of what a quarterback means to an entire team, not just the offense. The season is not over. I'm right. As of right now, I'm right.
I love it.
It is great.
I love it. It's great. It's great. Look, I feel like
what's old is new again.
Watching Thanksgiving, do you just realize how robbed we were of a great Joe Burrow season that was going to probably happen this year?
I know that.
And that was a bummer, but it's good they're still alive.
Still alive.
They're still alive.
One of the best games of the weekend is Burrow is back in Buffalo. Alive. Once upon a time, that's where the Diggs-Allen relationship apparently fell apart. Come on now.
I'm into it.
Me too.
I'm into it. All right, let's talk NFC West.
Especially if they beat the Bills and helps your Patriots on a bye week.
That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic.
Okay.
Rich, let's talk NFC West. This is a really great division. Great division. Probably the best in the NFL.
I don't think you could remove probably.
Looking at Week 18, though, Seahawks Niners in Week 18 will be for the 1 seed in the NFC.
Seahawks Niners in Seattle to wrap up the season. Oh, in San Francisco. So the Seahawks and Rams play one another. When do they play each other? They play each other on a Thursday night to kick off Week 16. Prime Video is fired up about that one.
Yeah, that's baller.
No, I don't know. You see, you're saying the Rams are out. Is that what you're saying? You're saying the Rams are out, and the Seahawks
for the 1 seed.
And the Seahawks Niners will be. So Sam Darnold will play in a game where you either make the playoffs as the 1 seed and have a week off, or you go on the road to start the playoffs.
Correct.
In the wild card round, he'll play in that game for a second straight year. Except yeah. And on the road for a second straight year.
West gets 3 playoff teams, but this will be for the 1 seed. I like the way the Niners are looking right now.
I don't blame you, but I'm saying this discounts the Rams. And I'm not discounting.
Well, I think the Rams took a step back
yesterday.
The Rams took a step back. Defense kind of got shredded by a quarterback that you don't know is going to be a starter in this league for that much longer.
Excuse me. Bryce Young has turned things around.
I don't think you can definitively say that.
I think you could definitively say that. The guy was benched. His career was essentially over. We were, I thought, rightfully on our flagship show saying
yards
he
last
should
week.
ask for his release. Oh, it's still up and down. I'm not saying he's a consistent elite starter. Look at the rest of the starters in this league right now.
I don't know. Their defense got kind of torched. Stafford had 3 turnovers. Maybe they're coming back down.
And they have the right. He's the coach. Is the right coach for him too. Chuba Hubbard is the guy who really torched the Rams defense.
Nobody started him.
I mean,
in fantasy,
because everybody because they thought it was a Rico Dowdle game.
Rico show.
Yeah, I mean, there are reasons for the. To be alarmed about what you saw from the Rams. I totally I'm not discounting.
I didn't think the defense would play that poorly. They've been beasting lately, and
but
they kind of got shredded.
Except for those turnovers, the offense did its job. But there were 3 turnovers, and the last one where Stafford got sacked and fumbled it, that was essentially the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because the Rams were marching down the field. So that's 2 East Coast losses of their 3 that they were leading in the fourth quarter and would like to have it back. This is an overreaction. I'm not discounting the Rams at all. The Rams now, have taking a look at their schedule. They're at Arizona. The U-Haul's almost backed up there. We'll see what Jonathan Gannon does with this team. Home for Detroit, and then at Seattle, at Atlanta. I mean, they should just. You want to talk about a U-Haul being backed up?
Oh well, yeah, it's over in the ATL, man.
Okay, and then Arizona again. They play Arizona twice in the last 5. I mean, you can't discount them. You can't just sit here and say the Rams are out of it and have no say at all. So what they would be a wild card team just as a bystander sitting around, because they're certainly not going to be out of the playoffs.
No.
So,
but the division gets three teams.
I understand that, but I think Seahawks and Rams, that's going to be for potentially the 1 seed, not the final game of the year. What else you got, Chris?
Seahawks best defense in the NFL?
You could make that case. I mean, they've just bombed
Denver, Houston.
I mean, yeah, they're in the conversation. I mean, you take a look at Seattle's last 2 home games against Arizona and Minnesota. I mean, it was a wrap by halftime in each one of them, with scores from the defense that were just, almost comical. Like, really? How easy was that? I mean, the Max Brosmer football folly was just a gimme.
Yeah.
I felt for this kid.
I was going to say I felt bad for him.
So, yeah, obviously Seattle's defense is top 5 in the league, and certainly at home, and we'll see what happens moving forward. But I think the West is getting 3 teams, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I think so too.
We thought the North was that division going in.
Yeah, it seems like.
And I don't think it will be. What else, Chris?
Let's talk about the North. The Bears. Caleb, baby.
Yeah,
Ben Johnson is a psycho in the best way, right?
Yes.
Ripping his shirt off in the locker room after.
Well, you know why he did that, right?
Yeah, because of the hot dog place.
The Wiener Circle.
Yeah.
Twice this year have said, if this happens,
free dogs
free hot dogs for everyone in Chicago.
That's great.
By the way, that's Tuesday, if anybody's around the Wiener. Have you ever been to the Wiener Circle?
I have not.
All right, we'll talk about it more
interesting. Okay.
on the flagship show. You need to have your P's and Q's and your T's crossed and I's dotted when you're ordering there. But the last time was the Wiener Circle said if Caleb threw for 4 touchdowns against the Cowboys, free dogs.
Free dogs.
He did that.
He did.
Free dogs.
And now
they're against another NFC East top-notch opponent. They're like, if Ben Johnson takes off his shirt, and then Ben said, by the way, Chicago's hungry, and he took his shirt off. Which, by the way, if I looked like that in my late 30s, I would have done that as well.
Good for him.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the Bears are going to finish no worse than the 2 seed in the NFC.
I don't think that's an overreaction right now. What do you think? They're going to fall apart? I mean, they take the ball away and run it too well for that to happen. And Caleb's not making the mistakes.
He's not.
He is not at all. And by the way, that wasn't the problem last year with him either. He just couldn't. The mistakes he was making was holding on to the ball too long, not putting it into danger.
Accurate. I wish he was a little more accurate.
Well, so does he, and so does Ben Johnson, but they're working on it. And all you needed to see was just some improvement. Like, really? Ben's going to come and be a first-time head coach, and he's going to turn Caleb around. Really? Well, the answer is yes. And every single time they do it, this shot that you see here of him leaving Philadelphia, leaving the field and just like screaming his head off, he's feeling it. He's owning the team. He's owning a town. It's all working. You look at the Bears' remaining games. They play the Packers twice, right? And then they finish up at home against Detroit. They visit, and let me take a look here. They visit San Francisco. Wow, what a big game that's going to be. And they have Cleveland at home. So you want to give them, let's just say, give them 2, right? Which is, I think, you're underselling them. You give them 2. That's 11 wins. That's 11 wins. There are a ton of 9-win teams in the NFC. They win 3, you got 12.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's no worse than the 2 seed there. Certainly if they split with Green Bay, if one of them's against the Packers, and I think they could beat the Packers at home. For sure. If they win in Green Bay, though,
Oh, man.
I mean, I don't know how many giveaways of free food you can have there in Chicago to celebrate it. So I don't think that's an overreaction because they take the ball away and they're running it, and Caleb's not giving it away.
I can't believe they ran it so well against Philadelphia.
They ran it down their throats. I mean, and that's two big, huge-ass, SEC legends right there in the middle of the field
I
who
know.
have turned into Pro Bowl-type players, in Davis and Carter.
Swift and Monangai, man. Best back.
But it's
duo.
also,
Might be
you
the
can
running
see,
back
again, I'm
duo
not
in
an
the
all
league.
22 guy, but the way that Ben Johnson motions before running it,
Mm-hmm.
and then he also motions his tight ends into a better blocking position.
Right.
They're executing their heads off right now. They're killing it.
It's good. It's good. The league is better when the Bears are good, and it's been a long time.
I don't think this is an overreaction. They're coached well. They're not giving it away. They're taking it away, and they're running it. That's a recipe for winning in cold weather, too. That's for damn sure.
Let's do two more. Let's do two more. Looking at the whole playoffs in general, it feels like to me that this league has been so top heavy, and then there's the really bad teams. Multiple 10-win teams are going to miss the playoffs this year.
I don't think that's an overreaction.
Last year
either.
it was just Seattle at 10, and I looked back a few years previously.
You did research.
Well, I was looking back to see.
Normally you just do guesswork.
Yeah, normally
Okay.
for this, yeah. But I was looking to look at 23 and 22 and 21. Like, is there ever been a year where multiple have? And only in recent years, only Seattle last year was a 10-win team that didn't make it. I think we're going to get multiple.
All right, let me sound this out like it's a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire question. Can you, Mike Hoskins, please pop up whichever conference you want first, just the standings as they are. Okay, in the NFC, you got the Packers going to win 2 more. The Seahawks and the Niners are going to win at least 1 more. Those are 10-win teams. Lions, Cowboys, and that's again why I need to counsel, just to go back again, that the Cowboys are going to win the division. Dallas needs to win 4 of their last 5 games in order to get to 10 wins.
And that still might not be good enough to make
Okay,
it.
and the Panthers can win 3 of their last 5. The Lions can win 3 of their last 5. Put up the AFC as well, please.
This is where it
The
seems
Texans
like
can have 10 wins. I think you could absolutely book a team from the AFC South having 10 wins and missing the playoffs. You could pretty much book that.
maybe the Chargers have 10 wins and don't make it.
I doubt that. Because that would mean only one AFC West team makes it. Because I'm assuming you're thinking the Chiefs don't make it.
I do think the Chiefs don't make it.
I just think that there's enough here there.
I think there's a scenario where the AFC South gets 3 teams.
I just said there's enough here there and actually made sense. I think there's enough there. Where you might be right.
It just seems like it's been this kind of season. It's been a really weird year.
Do you want me to go ask NFL Research how often that's happened? I can do that.
I would love it because I would bet that it's never happened.
I will ask.
Thank you.
And we'll update on the flagship show and then, of course, on this podcast next week. What else you got?
You're a professional, Rich Eisen.
Thank you, sir.
Last one, and this is a college one because I feel like we're going to be talking a lot about this.
We will. If you're talking about Lane Kiffin.
I am on Monday's show.
We will.
And, I was going to keep it for a Tuesday, but I feel like we'll be laned out by Tuesday.
You're never laned out. Who's
true.
laned out?
That's true.
Maybe in Oxford they're laned out.
I think in Oxford they're laned out.
Yeah.
I actually think Lane made the right move. He's going to win multiple natties at LSU.
All right.
Here's the thing. You go to LSU, you know what happens? You win the national championship unless you're an a-hole like Chip Kelly. Nick Saban, natty. Les Miles, natty.
Well, how about this? He's got to. He has to.
Brian Kelly. What did I say? Chip Kelly? I meant Brian Kelly.
I know what you know. I know what you meant. I know what you meant. He's got to. He's got to win the national
And I
championship.
think he's going to.
Okay.
He's a hell of a coach.
All right. Is he really?
I do.
Okay.
Come on. He made Ole Miss a national power.
So what?
So what?
Yeah. So
now he has essentially double the resources and a name recognition at LSU, and guys are going to want to go there.
You think?
If you want to put up Jackson Dart was a first-round pick, I think, because of Lane.
I understand that. So why not go to Indiana? Why not go to Texas A&M? That's the whole point. Is that you can win from anywhere now.
I think
you can win from
I think you have an
now.
SEC.
I don't.
You have a point of view on the SEC because you're a Big Tenner.
That's not true. You can win from anywhere now. You can win from I just pointed out Texas A&M. You can win from anywhere.
Well, look at the last decade of national champions. You can't win anywhere. You win at the big
I'm saying
schools.
Lane's I don't want to denigrate Lane. There's enough people doing that. I don't know him personally. I've heard tons of stories.
How it's all been handled has been awful.
I'm just saying this is now the second.
I think this was the right move.
This is now the second straight LSU hire that wants to make me and the rest of the free football world take a college football shower. Okay? And it's just another. He has every right to take the job. Just to give you a short version of what I'm going to say on the flagship show on
college
Monday.
Football in general, this is an issue with them.
He has every right to take this job, and Ole Miss had every right to say to him, "You cannot stay here if you're going to coach a flagship franchise school program in our conference with a transfer portal window opening up in the next month, and you have unfettered access to all of our players. That ain't happening, man."
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Beat it. And for him to sit here and say, well, they prevented me from talking to my players. They prevented me from sitting here and coaching my players, which would have been best for the players. No. You know what's best for the players? You move on. You don't want to be here anymore. What's best for the players is let's win with the next guy, just like the last school that hired somebody for LSU.
That's true.
That's the proper reaction. Good luck to him. He needs to win one. Otherwise, he's going to wind up like Brian Kelly, which is having nobody defending him, looking for a gig, arguing with lawyers to get my money. Here endeth the podcast. Chris Brockman, Rich Eisen right here. I started the podcast by saying that tensions are getting higher.
Yeah. It's December.
It's that time of year.
It's December, man.
I don't understand why I just got so riled up. Maybe it's because it's down to college basketball season for me. By the way, great team. Great team.
Yeah, you have a great team.
I do. And so does Ohio State, by the way. One last thing, real quick, because I'm going to repeat it again. Why in the world would the Big Ten want Indiana and Ohio State to play now? Why do anybody?
I don't know.
Let's get them both undefeated in the college football playoffs.
Do we need Georgia, Alabama again, too? Like these guys should just sit out.
I feel every last part of that, but I'll watch both games, which is exactly why they play them.
Yep.
For Chris, I'm Rich. The entire podcast, we hope you've enjoyed it right here, wherever you get your podcasts. YouTube.com/Rich Eisen Show if you listen and you want to see our smiling, bald faces. And, of course, the cut-down version every single Monday on ESPN2. For Chris, I'm Rich. Peace out. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.